Hey, Charisse here. I'm going to give a great update on how I'm doing after miscarriages, after turning 50, in terms of um, finding a support in what some of us in our 50s or late 40s are going to go through or going through. Um, I was extremely overweight. Um, like I think in the beginning of my videos, and especially going through bad periods and things like that. And then um, I was having a disconnect with my body and my mind, wanting to, do things, but your body's slowing down immensely. So, um, and then the changes in your skin, the changes in your hair. I had to cut my locks that I was growing because it had two different textures. Actually, the texture of my gray I'm kind of liking a little bit because it's like much more softer and has more of a curl pattern than some of it. Anyway, some of them are just bone straight, which I don't like. But some of them have a good, better curl pattern or easier curl pattern than my other hair. My other hair was thick and harder to manage. And this hair is kind of thinner, and thank God I had a lot of hair. So when I had some hair loss due to, um, menopause and things like that, it wasn't that horrible, but it was scary. It was extremely scary. I'm not used to my hair being thin. So I really wanted to work with it instead of working against it. And so what I did was cut my locks and cut my hair very short for a while, and then decided to grow out the gray, not color or anything, and then put some rosemary in it and a little bit of castor oil, not too much, or jojoba oil actually, because gray doesn't like a whole lot of stuff on top of it. It will weigh it down and make it look a little greasy or just weighed down. So I looked and saw what works with my hair, and I now have a combination of oils that work pretty well. I had to really advocate myself in the healthcare community. My general practitioner or my nurse practitioner or my doctor didn't really want to do anything with me when I told them my menopausal symptoms, especially when I'm have a hysterectomy in 2017. And I said, well, I wouldn't know if I'm going through, um, you know, pre-menopause or post because I don't have a period anymore. So I wouldn't know that whole year of having no periods and things like that. So she's like, yeah, I know. And she wanted to prescribe me an antidepressant that is known to help menopausal women. And I was like, no, I really want to go on HRT. And she was like, well, I told her, and this is something that I think maybe some doctors want to hear because I was still a little overweight, but I did a major change because I was diabetic and I was having some what they call TIAs or possible TIAs, like little stroke issues and everything. She did not want to prescribe me estrogen. So, but what I did was, in order for me not to have so much diabetic symptoms and issues, I stopped sugar. Like it was hard. I've been praying to God, and if you want to not hear about God, turn off, turn off, turn off, turn don't listen right now. Just unsubscribe to my channel or don't listen because I literally had to pray for the strength of God to help me get come off of sugar. I realized then that sugar is my drug or my alcohol that I go to when I'm stressed out. A lot of you women are dealing with a lot of. Whew, we don't have the support of our family anymore. We don't have our support of our community, our jobs. We don't have that rapport anymore. It's just not there. We have to just take it into account as truth. It's done. It's done. We don't live back in the 80s or 90s where we had kinder people and people of reason, and that's gone. I don't care if they're your spouse. I don't care if they're your sister. I don't care if they're cousins, mother, anybody. It's a different. People have different mind frames. So you are going to have to be your own support. You're going to have to find your own reset, your own um, your own place where you can fill. Like literally find your gas station. Mine is, as you can see, in my basement, away from children and spouse and things like that. But you have to find that place where you can refill. Sometimes I have to go to a empty parking lot and just pray and reset, because that's just the truth of these last days and these trying times. So when I realized I go to sugar, I mean, when I say I go to it so much, and I don't eat bad. I don't eat cakes and cookies and everything. I'll eat chips, like a whole bag of barbecue or tortilla chips, just till I feel numb and I just don't feel the pain and the struggle and the hurt anymore. And I had to stop that. I really had to even start when I go to my closet or my place where I can reset. I have to literally talk to the Lord and to myself and say, what's going on? What's hurting? And say it out loud. Sometimes I journal, but sometimes, and I don't know about you all, but journaling is not fast enough. You have so much built up inside. You've been pouring into everybody. You've been fixing everything. You've been catching every dish that falls, and you don't have the time to journal every single day or every time you feel something. So sometimes you have to steal away and talk to the Lord, going, why do I feel so bad? I was ignoring it, and now I want to eat. I want to eat until I feel so much better. And you got to find out why. And you got to say, so and so hurt me. That hurts. Or it feels like no one cares. Or you have to say it out loud. When you say it out loud, you stop feeling that hunger, that need to overeat. When you speak it out loud, because sometimes I realize that the enemy wants you to hold it all in and make it stop. So once again, um, because I told her I stopped sugar, I exercise on a daily basis, excuse me, almost every day. I do a rebounder to get my lymphs stirred up and to to stop the cellulite that's constantly happening. And it's really working. You're gonna, what I would suggest is invest in a rebounder and just work out for 5 minutes. 5 minutes. I mean, 5 minutes. It's really good. It really gets your spirits up and your attitude adjusted better than any pill I've ever known. So yeah. So the things I'm doing is quit sugar, rebounding. I'm taking estrogen. She finally let me do it when I told her no sugar, so there's no issues with diabetes and um, issues with my blood sugar because I'm not taking sugar. I'm careful. I also intermittent fast, and I don't do it severely. I do it between 11 and 6, and that again is God, because sometimes I need a relax and I take some tea with unsweetened almond milk or coconut milk, and I'm telling you, it's God. It's only God. It's only Jesus that is helping me get through this, because I really, really realize, and this is what you need to realize as we get older, especially as you turn 50 and you're feeling more and more insignificant. Um, you have a place, you have a role, you have a purpose. Um, you want to do that purpose till your dying day, until you are off this earth. You want to encourage, you want to be positive, you want to tell these young people and show these young people how it's done. You want to show them joy. You want to show them peace. You want to show them how it's done. My grandmother did it. She went through so much, and she knew how to laugh and smile. Yes, she had support around her, but we have to show more resilience than our grandparents or our parents. And so, again, I would suggest you do start with those 4 things. One, quit sugar. I'm telling you to say, hey, I only take drugs, on the weekends. It's not helpful. So quit sugar, pray about it. 2, intermittent fast. 3, use a rebounder for 5 minutes a day. And I've started estrogen or hormone replacement therapy. And I'm starting to feel not amazing, but I'm starting to feel awake. Before I used to feel like I'm just dragging every single day. Like my body felt heavy and just done. But now I feel like, I'm waking up, I'm feeling good, and I'm ready to solidify the boundaries and not worry about what people say and continue to work with, people that are much younger than me and things like that and not worry so much about how it hurts and how I feel. Now I can kind of focus more on just taking care of myself and having some self care, especially me as being a teacher. It's been rough. So, just giving you an update on how it is, and I hope you all are doing blessed and well, and hope this helps with somebody that's going through these changes as well. God bless.